Welcome to my tarot card reading for Sagittarius 2019, and this is Manu Tarot. Remember, this is a general reading, so you more or less have an idea what to expect for or during 2019. Okay? Like we say in Spanish, in an announced war, there's no death. Or there's no losses. Okay, let's start with these three cards here. These three cards here, and then these other three. Okay, number one, skin problems during this year 2019. Very probable. Very probable they are related with stress, anxiety, a low immune system that has allowed this to manifest. This is something related with someone else. When I say someone else, means that it's not you. But there's something related with cardiovascular problems, highly probable calcification of aorta or arteries. We're talking about aneurysms, you know, this kind of stuff. The tarot cards are also talking about a possibility of being in the hospital, and new contracts. Okay, so if you're looking for a job, highly probable during this year 2019 it finally happens. Okay, you might be working but looking for another one, or it could be that you are unemployed and looking for another one, whichever way it goes. But I think you understand what I'm trying to say when you find a new job. Okay, that's mainly more or less the general reading that we have. We also need to consider these other three vertical cards, and four vertical cards. And during this time you really need to get out of your comfort zone. Okay, during this year you have to get out of your comfort zone. I don't know how to explain that, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, during this year you need to move out of your comfort zone. Also during this year, this other vertical line, there's going to be problems in paradise. There's going to be a problem where a family member is going to bring trouble to the family. Okay, that's the best way I can put it. You're gonna feel a little bit frustrated. Frustrated, I think it would be the right word. The other line here, which is this four cards, is talking about you focusing in something that needs attention. Number one, it could be your job, that you finally have to deal with the fact that probably you don't like it and need to start finding a replacement as soon as possible. It could be that you are in a situation that you depend on something like government help, aid, or you depend on someone for shelter, for home, whatever it is that you are depending on, and now you need to focus in that situation and try to solve that problem. Okay, that's more or less what is 2019 bringing you. Now let's go by trimester, so you have an idea. You have January, February, and March. You have two upside down, so a lot of thinking, a lot of brooding, a lot of analysis, introspection. We have Babalu, and we have Saturn, Mars, Capricorn here, the Queen of Pentacles. So what we have here, my dear Sagittarius, is You need to, how I can put it together in English. Babalu. Okay, number one. During this trimester, avoid being impulsive, especially doing anything under anger. It might have a negative impact in your life, especially if you're driving. Don't drive while you're under the influence of anger. Okay? Keep that in mind. This is a time, okay, this trimester is a time for inner growth. It's a time for you to focus in your inner child, if you want to call it like that. It's time to focus on your ego, super ego. It's time to work with your feelings, emotions, and that is going to push you into a complete different direction in your life. Okay? During the month of March, you might feel a little bit disappointed. I think it's the right word. Okay? Then during the month of February, that's where you are going to feel a little bit probably angry with yourself. You need more excitement. That's the thing, my dear Sagittarius, and you are aware of it by this time of the year, and that's why we have at the end during the month of March, you have yourself like wrong, like midlife crisis. I'm talking about midlife crisis here, kind of midlife crisis. Okay, those are not going through a midlife crisis. You're going to have a similar experience, but not because it's a midlife crisis. You might be having or going through an existential crisis, if we can call it like that. Okay? That's what I'm describing on the first trimester. By the second trimester, we have April, May, June, and during this time of the year, you need to learn how to delegate. Okay, that's the trimester. Learn to delegate during this time of the year, especially during April. Comfort zone. That's where you need to start learning to move out of your comfort zone. During this month of April, I won't be surprised if you end up having the flu or the common cold or anything along that line. Okay, sinusitis, rhinitis, etc., etc., conjunctivitis. Okay, the immune system seems to be really, really low. Okay, so again, don't burn the candle on both ends. Okay, take it easy, relax. During the 2019, not this month, the whole year. Sorry. May, you're celebrating something. There's good news arriving during the month of May, and you're celebrating with your family. June, this is where you are depending on someone or something. It could be a government agency, it could be a spouse, but you are depending on something or someone. It's not, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit sick. And you're going to be depending on someone, okay, or something. I don't think I need explanation for that. But if you do, for example, if you are in the United States, that I'm talking about food stamps, SSI, etc., etc., etc. Okay? Giving you examples. July, August, September, third trimester. And here, July is where you have vacations. It could be for fun or just not. And when I say or not, it means that you might be fired, you quit, you're laid off, okay, or you're sick and you can't work, a surgery, okay, anything along that line that doesn't allow you to work happens during this time of the year, okay. Then we have here a time where, like we say in Spanish, the skinny cows are present. I don't know how, if there's an expression, probably you have an expression in English. This is a time where you have to be aware, because hardship arrives more or less around this time of the year. Okay, so you have to be careful. Take it easy. You probably will have to start making cuts, you know, to make things work. And this is a time for transformation. A lot of changes for September, okay? Changes and changes. You might have to change contracts. You might have to make some changes. You probably will have to call banks and etc. to start making changes. Whatever it is that you need to make changes with. But there's a lot of paperwork here involved. You might have to change and make adjustments in your goals, objectives, okay? And this trimester is all about changes and transformation, more into the spiritual aspect and psychological aspect of your life, okay? And also September is a month that you might have contact with someone from the other side, like we say in Spanish. In other words, you might have communication with a dead one, with a dead family member or something along that line. Family, friend, etc. Last trimester, we have these three cards here: October, November, December. October is a month where you're going to start seeing the results of your hard work. You're going to start receiving notices, you're going to start seeing everything moving, you're going to start getting notifications, etc. But by November, you're going to feel a little bit frustrated. Things seem not to work the way you expected. Okay? So you have been warned. But by December, then you're going to start seeing changes, new beginnings that start for you at the end of the year. So this whole year, at the end, is when you're going to see the results that you're looking forward, what you want, but it's practically at the end of the year. Okay? And that's all I have for you until the next one.